Well, good evening. Hopefully you've had a great Saturday to this point. Nothing of concern at the moment. I just thought, given the fact that we don't have our typical evening newscast here and we have an active weather period coming up, I thought I'd just hop on here, Facebook and YouTube, just give you an update of what we're watching here in the days ahead. So we'll populate really the main headlines. It turns rainy tomorrow, which seems crazy. You look outside, it's beautiful, it's cold. Could we have some strong thunderstorms? We'll discuss that. Frigid air follows. Winter mischief possible late in the week. So let's take this full. This is going to be our SPC outlook for tomorrow, Sunday. This will run through early Monday morning. So you see the big view, and the best potential for severe weather is going to be to the west of us in that enhanced risk area. But a marginal threat does exist into central Alabama. So what we're going to watch is a line of thunderstorms associated with a frontal boundary that will be approaching sometime late in the day on perhaps a very brief tornado. So here's the timeline of it. Nothing severe once you get east of a line from, say, near Altoona down to Pell City, south to Clanton, east of there towards Georgia, no issue. Really, we're going to watch a weakening line here, and if it has enough momentum, this could roll through here and still produce some gusty winds. And every now and then, if you have a QLCS, that's a fancy term for a line. Say a line comes through here, there might be enough momentum with it to get a few strong thunderstorms. But that's what we're looking at as of now. 8 o'clock to about midnight for our westernmost counties, including places like Winfield, Haleyville, Jasper, Tuscaloosa, Utah, Aliceville, Demopolis, Greensboro. 10 o'clock to 2 a.m., the entire Birmingham Metro, south to Alabaster, Pelham, and all the way down to Thorsby, up to Coleman, and over to Aniana. So again, the threats being damaging winds, and I don't expect this to be a big event, but these are the sneaky ones that'll get you if you let your guard down. The overnight ones that aren't a big threat, these can spin up very brief, strong thunderstorms. We'll be here. We'll be prepared for it in the event that we do have any inclement weather. So that's what the Weather Office is watching here in the short term. So let's show you that on our Future View product. I want to start with the wide view to give you an idea of what's happening tomorrow. So this is that big snowstorm we've been talking about for quite some time. Going to be tremendous snowfalls from Kansas City all the way through the Ohio Valley. For us, we start the day on Sunday with a lot of cloud cover and perhaps some rain. If you're off to church, if you're trying to, run some errands tomorrow because the kids are going back to school, we're going to have off and on rain showers, and there'll be cold rain showers. We're talking about temperatures in the 40s, eventually 50s, and you can see these spotty showers here in central Alabama, but the main event is back here along this line. So we'll push this from 11 o'clock Sunday to the afternoon. So now we've got at 5 o'clock a well-established line from Jackson, Tennessee, south to Memphis, down to Greenville through the Mississippi Delta, and at this point we could be seeing some strong thunderstorms. But watch as I push this further ahead here and this line approaches. Again, it still looks fairly robust. Could have some heavy rain, rumbles of thunder, some lightning, but we expect a gradual weakening trend, a decay with this line. So this is at about 9 o'clock, depicting it from, let's say, Russellville south to Fayette over to Aliceville. And this isn't the answer key. This just gives a good idea of what we could be seeing. And with temperatures out ahead of this in the 50s in most instances, I don't think we have enough instability to really maintain a severe threat for really any given amount of time at all. Again, if it comes into Alabama and it's on the stronger side, maybe we will see a couple of areas within that line embedded that are a bit stronger. So we'll go from 9 o'clock until a little bit after midnight. Now the line has progressed from DeKalb County south into Chilton County. And by this point, there is nothing of severity on this line, especially to the north. You might have something Clanton south to, say, Selma, Montgomery, further south, but this will be weakening very quickly. And then watch what happens with our temperatures. I mean, this is going to nosedive. We very well could verify with a high on Monday of 60. That'll be at about, 12:01 a.m. And then our afternoon temperature is going to be much, much colder. So this is a look at the conditions out the door. And a lot of models are picking up on this light snow flurry action on Monday. That is certainly a possibility. Are accumulations expected? No. This should not be a travel impact by any means. It'll be very breezy. We could have a few snow flurries throughout the day on Monday, but this is simply the gateway to what's going to be a very cold week and at times a very windy week as well. So let's go back to our instability here. I want to backtrack to before this comes through. And this is a look at basically the energy available, right? So you can have all the dynamics in place, which there's pretty good dynamics with this. We have good wind, change in wind direction with height, and that gets storms to rotate. However, you need things going vertically as well. So it's kind of a two-part deal. And watch what happens to our instability values as this line gets closer. It just really falls apart. Now, in some instances, really good dynamics can overcome the lack of instability, thermodynamic support. And that's why there's that marginal risk here in central and western Alabama. For this line may be holding together on dynamics alone, but we will see a weakening trend, and eventually this will be of no threat once it moves to the east, really, of I-65. So again, my 2 cents on it. I think we could see a couple strong thunderstorms. If we do, be in the far western part of the state. Then we turn our attention to the cold. So this is now Monday morning at 7 a.m., okay? You're heading out the door. I don't believe the kids go back in most spots, most locations on Monday morning, but look at these wind chill factors. So winds are going to be out of the northwest at 10 to 20 miles an hour. This is coming from a frigid air mass to the north. So all day long, we might reach an actual high in the mid-30s. It's not going to feel like that, folks. We're going to feel like at times we're in the upper teens to low and mid-20s. This is a biting cold, one that we don't have too often here. So this will be an impactful day. It'll be cloudy. We have the chance for a few snow flurries and just a raw winter day for us here in central Alabama. Continuing with those temperature trends, this is a look at our wind chill factors on Wednesday morning. Again, starting anywhere from 16 to about 22. If you don't have central heating and air, and I know people don't, reached out to me and say, well, keep them away from curtains, beds, turn them off when you leave. But they'll be used, I'm sure, this week because our wind chill factor in the afternoon, it's going to feel like we're 33, 34, 35 at times. We head into Thursday morning, which could be the coldest morning of the week. I think our lows will be at about 20 with our feels like conditions somewhere in the mid-teens. So in between weather makers, we've got a really cold stretch of weather. So let's go to our second one. This system is the one in question with wintry weather. So let's take the GFS. This has been the most optimistic model. You've probably seen a lot of models on social media or different media outlets showing at times a really good potential for snow. It's been usually this model that's showing it. So we'll take this Thursday, 9 a.m., and we'll watch. This is a Gulf low or a coastal low. This is exactly the type of setup you need for a southeast snow event. But is everything going to line up? There's some differences here. Does a warm front lift north, in which case we would see a very cold rain, one of the worst types of weather. It's just a cold rain, just above the freezing mark. Could we see a wintry mix in central Alabama? Absolutely. Some rain coupled with snow, maybe some sleet as well. And then we move into Saturday, and as the moisture wraps around this low as it's on its way up, we could get a few light snow showers on Saturday. Again, at this time, no major accumulations are really expected. That could change. We've seen weirder things when it comes to winter weather, but it certainly looks like there is the possibility for some snow in Alabama. I go ahead to about 2 o'clock on Saturday, and now you see North Georgia mountains, parts of Tennessee, Nashville, some snow showers, certainly possible. So again, if the moisture stays and our temperatures allow it, we could see some snow on either Friday or Saturday. So we're going to go now to more of a look at multiple models. This is potential snow accumulation off of the GFS, what you just saw. And this is through Saturday evening, and it's depicting a few areas, right around that half-inch range, which, hey, that's pretty good. You get a little dusting there, it'll look pretty. Shouldn't be overly impactful on the roadways if we only get a half-inch of snow. Now, this number could change. I think our best bet of seeing snow is going to be up in the Shoals, the Tennessee Valley, and then points north of there. So there's one model solution. Here's another one. And again, this is what we've had to do is just, you go through the weeds. You figure out, okay, we know the pattern. We know it's cold. We know there's going to be moisture. Is there that perfect overlap? And there's just been a lot of discrepancy amongst these model runs. This is a look at the European model, which I think has been much more consistent in showing perhaps a lack of snow or lesser snow accumulation. So we'll switch over one more. This is a ensemble. So an ensemble, it's a collection. Rather than looking at run to run to run, which it's changed greatly, we can look at a collaboration of model runs. And this showing basically what we're looking at is the probability of having an inch of snow or greater. And the best bet of that, like I just said, is going to be in the northern part of Alabama. We'll see, some spots along Highway 278, about a 50-50 chance. I mean, the further south you get, naturally, our snow chances are lesser so. But again, this could still change. We're several days out. Winter weather can be very, very tricky here in the southeast. We know that there's going to be a system late in the week, probably seeing some snow somewhere in Alabama. The question is, will we see it here in central, or will it be in the northern quarter of the state, just outside of us here in central Alabama? So that's kind of a look at what's happening as far as this week. It's a lot, and that's why I thought I'd just pop on here since we don't have our actual newscast with football on. We will have a web stream coming up here at 6 o'clock. Feel free to tune in to that. Megan Scrana will be here, and I'll do the forecast once again. But there's your 7-day, and it's been a while since I've put 30s as our high temperature each day, but that is certainly looking like a real deal. Highs in the 30s, lows in the 20s with those wind chill factors just bitter cold. So we'll keep you updated. Hope everybody has a wonderful Saturday evening. We'll come back with an update on Sunday or as needed.